Hello guys, and today I'm going to teach you about the power of moving a pawn and how powerful just moving a pawn can be, even though you would probably never suspect so. Okay, right, let's look at this one move at a time, okay? Now this is just the middle part of the game. Go back a bit. The idiot thought they would attack my queen, not realising I could straight away take their rook. You're now some pieces down. They got me into check, so I had to move. They've got me into check again, thinking they're being clever. Again, I move. They think they're being very clever here. And now get them into check. Get them into check. And again. They're playing very defensive, in fairness. I moved that so that I could then, my original plan was so that I could use the bishop if I wanted to. Now, I can take off their queen. But that's not what's so brilliant about any of this. They're trying now to get a queen somehow, although it's a pointless waste of time because I can take that off. I'm going to move back a bit. Right, forget you saw that. Now at this point, they're not in check at this point. Okay, they've moved out of check. So, normally what people do is they would move this queen to perhaps there. Then they would probably move it up. And they'd probably they might move it to there. Then they might move the rook all the way up to the top. And then they'd do some sort of dance with the queen and the rook. So then they'd probably move the queen down here normally. Then they'd move the rook. That would force the king to move to the left. Then they move the rook all the way up to the top somehow. And then they'd do this sort of horizontal dance to try and force a rook or queen to be in this column and this column. And that's what normally people would do. Right? So they'd look at this normally and think to themselves, right, in fact, what I did was so brilliant I didn't even spot it myself. Right? That's how amazing it was, okay? And so you would expect people to be moving the rook and the queen in some way up here, or because normally they would move it, but the king's stopping me in some way. Maybe I'm talking rubbish, I don't know, but anyway, that's what people would normally do. Instead, I moved a pawn. You see this pawn here? I moved this pawn all the way up, but it didn't matter really how many, if I moved at 1 point or 2, it didn't matter. All that mattered was I moved this pawn up. And by moving the pawn up, which even I didn't spot, it was checkmate. So just by moving a pawn, it suddenly exposed the king to this bishop. It was a pawn that had not been moved at all throughout the game. A pawn which on the surface would seem completely useless. It was nowhere near becoming a queen. It wasn't attacking any piece whatsoever, but it just opened up a checkmate, which even I didn't spot until it happened, okay? I was going to start attacking with the... my original aim was to start attacking with the bishops, and I could move the queen, and then start doing some extra threats. But it actually turned out to be checkmate. So be careful. Sometimes a pawn might be hiding an incredibly lethal move, which you wouldn't even suspect, because normally people concentrate on the main pieces. They do not concentrate on pawns very much, unless they're about to become a queen, or unless they're about to take something. So there you go, guys. Checkmate just by moving a pawn. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.